Hi everyone. Thank you for watching StructPro video tutorial. In today's tutorial, we will demonstrate how to utilize beam commands. First, click the Program ID button to connect StructPro with ETABS. The beam command panel can be opened by clicking the beam button from the StructPro menu. The beam commands contains a set of commands that allow the user to interact with beam data in ETABS in the most efficient way. There are three main functions of the beam commands. First, the commands enable you to view and edit the beam properties, including sections and effective length. Second, the commands allow you to extract beam analysis results, such as forces and deflection, from ETABS. Third, after completing the beam design in ETABS, you can use beam commands to extract your reinforcement design results as well. In this tutorial, we will demonstrate these functions step by step. To begin with the commands, we first need to create the data index row as described in the third lesson. To create the data index row, click to open Data Index panel by clicking the Data ID button in the menu. Once the Data Index panel is opened, you can view data index names in the data index list. Now, select the keyword beam from the list and click the index button to insert the keyword to the Excel sheet. Now, let's start with view and edit the beam section property. To view and edit the beam section property, first select the keyword section from the data name list and click the index button to insert the keyword to the Excel sheet. Next, you need to import a list of beams that you want to work with into the Excel table. To do so, select the desired beams from the ETABS window, then click the Get Beams button. The selected beams will be imported into your Excel sheet. Please note that if you select only one cell, StructPro will, by default, collect all the selected beams into that single cell. If you want to distribute the selected beam to multiple cells, then select more than one row before click the Get Beam button. Once the beam names are imported into the table, select the beam name for which you want to extract the section details, and then click the Get Beam Property button. Then all the sections associated with the beam will be imported into the table. Now, to edit the beam property, first click the Property button from the StructPro menu. Then click Get Frame Section button to get the section list. Select one section from the list to overwrite the beam section in the table. Once you have edited the section name in the table, select the beam you want to update and click the Set Beam Property button. After the command completes, the section of the selected beam will be updated accordingly. Next, we will show you how to extract beam analysis results from the model into the Excel table. First, we'll start with extracting the beam forces. To start extracting beam forces, first ensure that the data index keywords for beam forces are in the table. To do this, go to the data index list, search for the relevant keywords, and then click the Index button to insert them into the table.
Next, you need to define the list of load combinations from which you want to extract the forces. To do this, click the Loading button in the StructPro menu. Then click the Get Combo List button to import the load combinations from the ETABS model. After importing, organize the combinations to include only those from which you want to extract results. Note that the combination list does not need to be on the same sheet as the beam table. To define the extraction combo list, return to the beam table sheet and click the Set Force Combo button. When the selection window opens, choose the desired load combinations and click Update to complete the combo definition. Once the beam forces data index keywords and load combination list are prepared, run the analysis, then select the beams from which you want to extract the forces and click the Get Analysis Forces button. The beam analysis forces corresponding to each data index keyword will be imported into the Excel table accordingly. Note that the forces imported are the enveloped forces for all the selected load combinations. Please note that beam forces are extracted from the critical regions of the beams. To understand how these critical regions are defined, go to the Data Index panel, click the Options button, and then select the Beam and Slab tab. The critical regions for beams are predefined, but you can modify these regions if needed. StructPro can combine the results of multiple beams into a single beam. To combine the results of multiple beams into a single beam, simply add a plus sign between the names of the beams you wish to join together. In addition to extracting results for individual beam, StructPro also allows users to extract beam results by group. To create a beam group, return to the Beam Command panel and use the Get Beam command to retrieve beam names. Consolidate all beam names belonging to the same group into one cell. Then provide the group name next to the cell contains the beam list. Next, define the beam group by clicking the Set Beam Group button.
When the input window opens, select both column contains group name and beam list, then hit OK to complete defining beam group. Next, return to the beam data table. Now we will input the group names instead of individual beam data. Next, use the previous commands to extract data for each beam group. Note that each beam group can contain several beams. The analysis results extracted for each group will encompass the results of all beams within the group. The beam group can also be selected by click the Select button. Use this selecting function to isolate the beam group for further verification of the result. In addition to the envelope forces, StructPro allows users to extract and view forces from all individual load combinations. To do this, click the Option button in the Data Index table, then check the Import Beam Table Data option. Return to the beam table, select the desired beam, and click the Get Analysis Forces button again. A hidden sheet containing all individual forces associated with the beam group will then be imported into the Excel file. To view this hidden sheet, click the Sheet button in the StructPro menu to open the sheet panel. Select the beam name and click the Show button in the sheet panel. All other sheets can also be viewed from this panel. Next, we will show you how to extract deflections of the beam. To start extracting beam deflections, first ensure that the data index keywords for beam deflections are in the table. To do this, go to the data index list, search for the relevant keywords, and then click the Index button to insert them into the table. StructPro allows user to extract the deflection at the middle and the differential deflection between both ends of the beam. Next, you need to define the list of load combinations from which you want to extract the deflections. To define the extraction combo list, return to the beam table sheet and click the Set Deflection Combo button. When the selection window opens, choose the desired load combinations and click Update to complete the combo definition. To make the extracted deflection more accurate, please increase the mesh for beams. Once the beam deflection data index keywords and load combination list are prepared, run the analysis. And then select the beams from which you want to extract the forces and click the Get Multi-Deflects button. The beam analysis deflections corresponding to each data index keyword will be imported into the Excel table accordingly. Note that the imported deflections correspond to each load combination. Next, we will show you how to extract beam design results from the model into the Excel table. To start extracting beam design results, first ensure that the data index keywords for beam design are in the table. To do this, go to the data index list, search for the relevant keywords, and then click the Index button to insert them into the table. The design parameters are longitudinal and shear reinforcement in each critical sections. Next, set up and perform the beam design in ETABS. Once the beam design data index keywords and design data are ready, select the beams from which you want to extract the design results and click the Get Design Rebars button. The beam design rebars corresponding to each data index keyword will be imported into the Excel table accordingly. Note that the beam forces used by ETABS for design differ slightly from the analysis forces, as they consider the effect of load patterns. StructPro also allows users to extract design forces from ETABS. To do so, select the beams and click the Get Design Forces button. The envelope of analysis and design forces will then be imported into the beam table accordingly. This concludes today's tutorial. Please like, share and subscribe this channel to watch more video tutorials of our software in the future. Thank you for watching.